All right. So, Chris, do you want to do the science officer's log this week?
Science officer's log, stardate 2341.4. And I don't know why I keep wanting to read these in an exaggerated Captain Kirk voice, but here we are.
It works.
After her harrowing encounter with the Gorn, Enterprise has returned to Starbase 1, one of the oldest, most venerated space stations in the Federation, newly repaired after the Klingon War. Here, the crew will be adjourning for some much-needed R&R. While I have agreed to assist the captain with a diplomatic manner, I plan to spend most of my time here with my fiancée, T'Pring, who has arranged to join me since our last visit was cut short by... which is also cut short.
I did love that. And he's interrupted by T'Pring, who greets him in a formal manner. And they kind of go through like her professional responsibilities compared to his. Why is she there? Well, there's a guy named Barjan Tor who's responsible for an uprising on Kepler 22b. And there are reports that he's there at Starbase 1, apparently. Spock agrees, but adds that he had some responsibilities to deal with beforehand, and T'Pring is now a little bit cold towards him, and answers that she expected nothing less. He thinks she's disappointed, and she says she's just being realistic. He assures her there'll be time to dine with her that night. Yeah, don't make that promise unless you can follow through there, pal. Admiral April, and I do want to pull back for a second here. The guy playing Admiral April has now made 2 appearances on this show, which makes him the canonical Admiral April, I believe. And we don't have to compare him to a cartoon character anymore. A cartoon character that nobody considers canon unless they really, really, really are upset about a black actor getting a job. Admiral April briefs Pike, Spock, Uhura on the Rongovian Protectorate, which is a vitally important piece of territory between the Klingon Empire and the Romulan Star Empire. The Rongovians have been unusually private up to that point, but that changed after a diplomatic overture by the Tellarites. A video of a Rongovian arguing with the Tellarite is played, and Pike says, "Wow, and here I thought the Tellarites were rude." Uhura notices a Rongovian solar sail ship, and April shares that it's a ceremonial ship the Rongovians fly the flag of new allies after signing treaties from it. Further discussion is interrupted by La'an, who reports a problem. The Rongovian delegation has arrived already and are demanding to speak to Pike immediately, a day early. Pike has her show them in, and their spokesman begins by saying they have been sitting and waiting on their ship while the Federation discusses the upcoming negotiations. April recognizes him as Captain Vaso. When the Admiral identifies himself, Vaso blatantly states that he will only speak to Captain Pike. The captain identifies himself and tries to break the tension by saying if he'd known the delegates were coming early, he would have cooked them up an Earth specialty. Vaso softens and laughs and formally identifies himself as his first officer. Pike introduces Spock, Uhura, and La'an leaves to go take care of important security stuff. Brack sees Spock as a Vulcan, famous for their logic, and he believes that he has a voice in the Federation's governance. Spock replies that all Federation members have a voice, something the Rongovian finds confusing, to which an amused Pike agrees. When Vasco asks how they determine who is in control, Pike explains that it's determined by a vote, an effort to listen to all their members' voices. The Rongovians, too, are listeners, as empathy is a strong part of their society. Something few people understand.
Didn't seem like it from that video clip.
It does not. Not until you get to the end, anyhow. Vaso chooses to get started with the negotiations.